Okay, so this video is gonna be a little bit different than my previous videos purely because I keep on having technicality problems, which is fun. I'm sure everybody loves having to deal with that. This time, I already recorded the whole video about 40 minutes. Like, I know I changed it to about 20-30 minutes for you guys to enjoy, but I record more or less for 40-50 minutes. And only now when I was doing the playback, I realized that the game's audio was not recorded for some reason. So you can only hear me speaking and you can't hear anything in the game itself. So that... it's just frustrating. So I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put some generic music over it and maybe add in a few sound effects just to make it not seem as boring. I'm so sorry. Hopefully with the next video it's not gonna be like that and it's gonna be a little bit more just more enjoyable. I don't know, whatever the words are, but please enjoy. Stay tuned. Let me know if you absolutely hate me because of this. Otherwise, enjoy the video. Hi, my name is Zuko and welcome back to my channel. Alright, so I do have to apologize. I know I'm a little bit late in posting videos. I did have a few technicality problems, so I am so sorry. Thank you for bearing with me. Obviously, I know I don't have a lot of people to entertain, but I do have loyal people that do kind of wait for my content. So thank you so much for having the patience, and hopefully that won't be an issue. You'll see my setup is a little different. My audio is also a little different, but that will also be changing. I will be focusing on that. So yeah, but anyways, the last time we spoke, Uldyssian was busy helping the people of Partha. Sarenthia was staring at him, still like super puppy love towards him, angry towards Lylia for kind of stealing her guy. Achilles is sad that Sarenthia still thinks about Uldyssian, but he's also kind of like okay that she's fine. He went after Mendlin after feeling like something was up. And when he got to Mendlin, Mendlin was just in front of a cemetery doing some sketchy things that seemingly lied about.
I didn't do nothing!
And Mendlin had a bit of an encounter with a weird shadowy figure. We still don't know what that was about, but we do know the dragon has chosen you, and that was aimed towards Mendlin. So whatever that means. Yeah. We also know that there might be a bit of a sinister motive for Lylia to be there. Okay, so that's where we're gonna pick up. Uldyssian. So they have been in Partha quite a few days, a lot longer than he at first had anticipated that he would have, like, you know, been there. So one of the questions that came to mind as he was helping these people were, let's just give Malphas a time to just stop talking. Okay, anyways, so Uldyssian started raising. I just want to put this volume a bit lower. I feel like that might be a bit loud. I just want to hear what this sounds like. I don't know. I'm gonna hope for the best, that that's not gonna be an issue. I don't know. Okay, so Uldyssian kind of felt like he was getting frustrated with the idea that no one was showing the same progress the way he and Lylia had. So all of the people that he had helped at that point, he basically thought that they were supposed to have the same level of power as he had. So that was a bit confusing to him, like what's going on? Why is he the only one, him and Lylia are the only ones to actually have used actual power and no one else? So the one evening when him and Lylia were lying in bed, he kind of addressed this concern with it. He's like, what is going on? Why is no one else progressing? Like, am I doing something wrong? Lylia tried to calm him down, like, just give it a few more days. in the same sense that not all seedlings grow in the same situations and temperatures and everything. It's the same with anyone else if they need to awaken the power. You just need to give them some time to kind of grow into their own version of what the power means to them. And it's to that where she also said, but alas, Uldyssian, it just means that it just proves how much more special you are in comparison with the rest of these people. Let's just give Malphas another chance to stop talking. Okay, so like I said, Lylia said, it just proves how much more valuable and special you are, Uldyssian. But this kind of made him feel a bit better, like, okay, well, I mean, maybe I am just different, so that's that. And he goes off to bed. And then he continues on helping everyone during the day. So Uldyssian is going to town, and he realizes all the more that Master Ethan is very like involved with what people deserve to receive his power and what people doesn't. So he's kind of like telling Uldyssian, don't help this guy, he's a bad guy, he's a murderer, this guy would slit your throat, this guy only just came out of like their jail cell, whatever. And Uldyssian normally listened to Master Ethan and listened to his advice, not, you know, helping all of these criminals. But there was this one morning that he was drawn to a guy with this big scar on his face. He looks over to him, and the moment he does, the guy looks away. Master Ethan sees that Uldyssian is focused on this person, and he immediately tells Uldyssian, you must be careful. This man is a very dangerous person. Ooh, no. Yeah, don't laugh at me, you jerk. He's enjoying the fact that I'm going through the traps. So again, Master Ethan's like, no, don't help him. That guy is a bad guy. And Uldyssian says, no, but I want to help him. He says, that is Romus, and he is a brutal murderer that would kill you in your sleep without you realizing it and without like an ounce of guilt. Now, just before Uldyssian could stand up for Romus, it was Lylia who grabbed onto Master Ethan's shoulder. But surely you don't know every single bad person, Master Ethan. Perhaps Uldyssian has helped many of these so-called terrible people, and we are yet to see any of them use the power for something evil. Now, then Master Ethan said, yes, I don't deny that I don't know every single bad person, but I do, however, know Romus, and oh, I just ran into that. Stop! Yeah. He keeps on laughing at me. Jeez, man. Just can't. I can't with this guy. Now, Lylia looks over to Master Ethan because he also obviously had like a taste of Uldyssian's power, and she says, do you feel like you can use the power for ill? And he says, no, never, not at all. And he says, but Romus, and Lylia cuts him in his sentence, and she says, so I don't think he could. I don't think anyone could. Master Ethan kind of hesitates to agree to it, but he does eventually decide, okay, it's fine, let's do this. Then Uldyssian again calls out to Romus, who, like I said, tried to walk away and avoid eye contact, but then after being called by Uldyssian again, he comes forward. So Romus has like a massive scar across his cheek. The way it's described, I'm kind of assuming it's like a scar that goes over his face that makes him look all the more menacing. Then Uldyssian says, come here, let me help you. Romus, put your faith in me and
Level
I
up.
will make sure that you don't regret it. And so he does, and Uldyssian places his hands on his face and he says, I want you to really focus on what I'm doing and see if you can feel the power awakening inside of you. Now Romus seems like a very stubborn, grumpy presence of a person, so it seems like this is really not going to work, and might not be a good idea to give him this power. Okay, I think I just need to go back to town and empty my bags. But as Uldyssian places his hands on Romus's face, heat started emanating from it and he started feeling the scar, as if though it was like shedding from his face. Now his pink cheeks started glowing and he felt his own face as he was shocked, and he started giggling and he's like, what? And Lylia shouts out and says, look at his scar. But he couldn't look at his scar because there was no longer a scar there. It was now only a pink fresh face. Now he started giggling in such a way that no one has ever seen him in such a soft state. I want to say it like that. I don't know how else to basically phrase that, but basically he was like seriously nice and no one thought he was like capable of being like that. And Lylia once again turned to Master Ethan. See, do you think someone with this joy would be able to cause ill ever again? Master Ethan didn't quite agree with Lylia, but he did, for the sake of not arguing with her, just yeah, I understand. I'm glad we could, help him. So he's not really happy about it, but he's like, yeah, it's fine, I understand. I didn't say it wouldn't work anyway. Now after that, it did kind of give Uldyssian more hope, because he felt like even if he might not awaken an actual power within this guy, he definitely awoken up a consciousness, which is also a form of how he could help this, all of the people of Porthar and potentially everyone else in Sanctuary. As this was going on, I just quickly want to flash over to Malik. So we know that Malik is still on the hunt for Uldyssian. Master Lucian had given Malik a cool new monster arm in replace of the arm that he had chopped off, obviously. And he also gave him a very strong commander, Damus, to kind of help him in his aid to find Uldyssian. Did I run past it? No. Yes, I ran past it completely. So Damus was going to help him, and Damus also chose 5 of the strongest Merlu to assist them with the hunting of Uldyssian. Now Damus was kind of leading the pack in the sense of sniffing in the air if he can pick up a sense, to where the whole army basically ran after them as he's sniffing in one direction. No, this way, yes, this way, to a point where he started to be more assured that he's on the right trail and he's finding the correct scent. And Malik asked him, are you sure it's in this direction? And Damus answers him, I smell the blood, High Priest. And Malik answers by saying, it's strange because the last time we interacted with them, they were heading to Kejun. And now, if they truly are in this direction, it means they took a very big detour. Now, Damus and the rest of the Merlu, they didn't really consider such factors of why people made logical changes like that. To him, it was just, okay, well, this is where I'm smelling it, so this is where we need to go. And to Malik, it was why did they change their mind? What made them change? Anyway. Woo, gold! Yeah, give me some gold! Okay, and I need to pick up that thing. The glowy thing. So eventually Malik says, okay, well, I mean, if you... Ooh, jeez, I need to get out of here. If you are certain that this is the way that you smell the scent, I guess this is the way that we need to go. And they all start riding in the direction of Damus's scent that he picked up on. So now flashing back to Uldyssian, he went to bed with Lylia beside him. He is a bit tired and he feels a bit more relieved. She also makes him feel a lot more relaxed, kisses him, and then she falls asleep, to which not long after Uldyssian also starts drifting away. Now he starts dreaming and it seems like this paradise of a place. I can actually go this side because I can... okay. So Uldyssian starts dreaming of a somewhat paradise. It's calm and collected, sweet, feels like a slice of heaven. And as he's lying there enjoying this sweet feeling of home. Ugh, can you shut up? I am telling a story. Oi. I don't want you to do anything for me, Malfuzz. I want you to shush. Oh, I'm standing in the spikes. Okay. On to the eye gate. Okay, so we're just gonna teleport over to our next part of the seasonal quest. But as I was saying, Uldyssian is dreaming of his butterflies and daisies, to which, as he looks up, he notices that it seems like there's a crack in the sky above. The soft, sweet pinks and blues turn into bright reds and blacks, smoke covering the air, getting worse by the second. Let's kill some bubbies here. Woo! Getting worse by the second, and it seems like from the heavens themselves there is literally... oh, hi. There is literally... woo! I forgot for a moment I am playing hardcore. Why am I taking such big risks? Who am I? Woo! Okay, so anyways, the sky breaks open and we see hellish figures escaping the earth and fire-winged creatures flying from out of the sky cracks. So basically it's all cracks all over from the sky as well as the ground, and it's just, there's just stuff flying and like crawling out from every which way. It seemed like humanity was kind of caught in the middle of all of the chaos, and Uldyssian starts running, trying to find out what is going on. So he sees so many people being slaughtered, caught up in the slaughter of these like beings. Men, women, children being like very horribly ripped to shreds. I'm really struggling to get my words. Uldyssian hears a familiar voice calling out towards him. My arrows are almost finished! He looks to the side and he sees it's Achilles calling out towards him. Okay. He tries doing something, but it seems like his powers doesn't want to work. Achilles, no! Achilles looks at him. Achilles obviously notices that Uldyssian is incapable of doing anything, and he's like shouts out towards him. This is your fault. This is all your fault. Uldyssian again. No, how? I didn't cause this. Now, as Achilles is still kind of fighting for his life, Uldyssian scans across and he sees Cerinthia from a distance staring at him. Now, she's not like Achilles with the hard conviction in her eyes. No, she's got like a soft sense that she's looking at him. I trust in you. I know you can keep me safe. And Uldyssian for a moment forgets that he was unable to do anything, and he tries reaching out towards her. And in that moment, as she says, Uldyssian, a sudden like strike from her back, an axe just completely decapitated her head, and it starts rolling to the floor. No! Achilles yells out towards Cerinthia. Uldyssian just keeps on staring. He's in so much shock. He's unable to do anything about it. Cerinthia, no, Cerinthia, what is happening? He hears again a very familiar voice and a tap on his shoulder. It was none other than Maindlin, who was holding onto his shoulder. Do not worry about her, brother. She is now one of mine. And it's in that moment that Uldyssian realized that his brother didn't seem as kind and warm as he usually did. No, now a grayed out figure, almost death-like, was staring at him, and alongside him, at the back of him, were faces familiar to him, faces he had recognized from the town of Partha, even of the soldiers they had fought when Malik had first attacked them. Maindlin looks over to Cerinthia and gestures with his hand. With a flick of his wrist, he gestures to her body, to which the corpse starts contorting and twisting towards Maindlin. Ooh, hi there, big boy. I think you're gonna hurt me. Before Cerinthia's corpse completely walked over to Maindlin, again Achilles yelled out, No, Cerinthia! He runs over and he grabs onto Cerinthia's head. No, please, Cerinthia, no! Uldyssian tries going over towards them, but it seems like the fight between these fiery winged creatures and these demons are starting to progress. Jeez, this thing is killing me. Where's that other guy? Can he not just like come and help me? Jeez, this guy is doing damage. I'm like doing nothing. Like he's taking like no damage from me. I know I'm supposed to just like attack him and go for it, but like I don't have that much. Oh. Okay. I'm making progress. Come on. Jeez, I can do this. Oh! Okay. Just... No! Ugh! Okay. Okay. No! Yikes. Yikes, I put a f***ing shield, man. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We're loading back into it. What was I even saying before I died? That was absolute poo-poo. That was poo-poo. I hated that. Now I need to start all over again. That is... Oh, it's so crazy. I hate it. Okay. Uldyssian tried running towards his friends, but the battle started getting thick again, and it was almost though like they were just crowding in front of him and pushing against each other, and he couldn't get to any of them. as the crowd is pushing and Uldyssian is unable to go to where his friends is, that's when he turns around and he sees a familiar figure calling out to him in a soft, honey voice, "Uldyssian, my love." And he realizes, oh, Lylia. So he runs towards her and he's very happy to see her. There is kind of the oddness that it seemed like the battle hasn't even touched her. In fact, it kind of seemed like it was completely avoiding her. Lylia, I'm so glad that you're okay. I was so concerned. He goes over and he crouches over to give her a kiss, to which when she lifts up her head, in shock, he looks at her face and Lylia gives him a smug, grim smile. "What is it, my love? You don't want to kiss me?" Now her eyes had no pupils and blood was covering the underside of her lids. Her skin seemed scaly and her beautiful blonde hair seemed pointed upwards, now sharp like emerald green quills dangling down from her face. The beautiful fine garments that had once covered her body was no longer there, and a scaly flesh was exposed, showing something that her human garments had only ever hinted of. Uldyssian, in complete shock, looks at her. "What is this? Oh, Lylia." Lylia steps back on her hooved hind legs. It resembles the goats that he used to raise on his farm, and she had a dagger-like tail that was now banging on the bloody soil. "What is it, my love? Am I not what you desire? Am I not everything you've ever wanted?" Uldyssian is in complete shock. "What have you done to Lylia? Who are you? What is going on?" She then she continues to laugh. So she's just laughing at him. She thinks she's like a big joke, and she's just like, "Oh, Uldyssian, you are mine." The game is really laggy right now. "Uldyssian, you are mine. Body and soul. Soul and body." Now, as she said that, it seemed like the winged figures and the monsters and creatures and even the people of Partha that was following Mendlin with their blank expressions, and all of his friends, all of them started turning towards him, their faces looking very shallow and like almost grayed out with no expressions, and they started chanting with the same rhythm as Lylia. "Body and soul, soul and body, body and soul. One of us, one of us." And Uldyssian, with a wordless cry, wakes up instantly. He looks over to him and sees beautiful Lylia halfly stretched over him. She looks at him. "Uldyssian, are you ill?" She's very confused. He's obviously acting really weird. "What is it?" I had a dream. It was just a dream. A bad dream." Lylia, with concerned eyes, lovingly look at him. She reaches towards his face. "A nightmare?" Uldyssian almost instinctively flinched away from her. Lylia looks at him once again. It must have been a horrible nightmare if you're so scared of me." Uldyssian says, it was nothing. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it." Lylia leans in and strokes him gently. As she stands up a little bit from the bed, her blonde hair flays over her beautiful naked body, and desire fills Uldyssian's mind again. So he slightly starts feeling better, and he smiles towards Lylia. already feeling better. Lylia notices that her kiss made him feel better, and she said, well, this is only the beginning. Uldyssian took that as a really strong hint, and he lunged forward, pulling her in his arms. And obviously they started passionately making him forget about his bad dream. So then he was able to peacefully forget about his horrible dream and go back to sleep. Lylia, however, was still awake, and she was still thinking about what had just happened. So during their moment of passion, Lylia was able to catch a few snippets of what Uldyssian had dreamt about without him ever having to explain it to her. Now, a lot of humanity had believed that dreams had the power to reveal certain truths, and it could also be signs of, it could also like prove messages from higher sources, people trying to convey you know, an idea or someone looking out or a prophecy or something like that, and sometimes even warnings. Now, Lylia knew this most of all. So she knew how true this were, that humans, you know, believed in dreams and stuff, like being capable of doing stuff like that. I'm so terrible at explaining this part of the story. I'm so sorry. Okay, but anyways. She was wondering what his dream had meant and who had sent it for him to, you know, have it. Now, she had believed that the higher ups in the high heavens were not supposed to know of sanctuary, and she had a thought to herself that even he wouldn't want them to have found out about sanctuary. So who could it possibly have been? Even more so, it didn't seem like whoever conveyed the message necessarily wanted to spoil her plan or stop her from achieving her goal. So this just confused her even more. But it doesn't matter. She was used to having to adapt to certain things, and in the end of the day, it was her who awoken the power of the Nephilim within Uldyssian. The fool beside her had no idea of how lucky he was to encounter her. And she was going to be very determined to make sure that all humanity was also going to be able to use this power within themselves. She also thought to herself that if Uldyssian failed to remain the docile puppet that she created him to be, well, then she would simply kill him. After all, there were many other men. Alright, and I feel like that is an awesome way to end my story. You guys witnessed me die for a second time, which really sucked. I also want to make a note that our Birthright book is almost finished. Like, we are on the last few pages of this book. I hope you're enjoying the story as much as I did. I know I'm not the best at telling stories, but I mean, I'm sure you get the gist of what's going on. But anyways, as a quick summary, Uldyssian was helping a few people. He helped a criminal named Romus. Lylia was kind of weird at the end there. We still don't really know where her head is, but we do know that she's pretty, you know, on the more maybe not so friendly kind or side, if you want to say it like that.
That's because you're crazy.
Who knows? Uldyssian, however, we'll see what's gonna happen with him. Malik is strongly on his scent, so they are on the tracks to finding Uldyssian. And yeah, we'll find out in the next episode how Birthright unfolds. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being patient with me. Please press that like button, press subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video, and obviously, may the odds forever favor you.